Council meeting for Monday, July 17th to order. So with that, we do have quorum, and I'll ask everyone to rise for the singing of O Canada. So with that, we'll move on to recognitions and introductions. 2.1 staff introductions. Director Shonkin.
Good morning, Mr. Chair and Council. Ryan Way is here to do the introduction for Nicole. So I'll let it over to Ryan. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead, Ryan.
Thank you. Good morning. Today I'm here to announce Nicole Oland as our new full-time payroll clerk, effective June 26th. She's been with us since August 29th as a temporary payroll clerk. She has a significant background from her accounting and payroll diploma, as well as her payroll compliance professional certificate. When she's not here at the county, she likes to be outdoors camping and skiing and keeping busy with her 2 kids. Just on a side note here, her positive energy and attitude have been very welcomed in the cash control department. So we're really excited to have her join the team full time.
Okay, well, thank you. I don't see Nicole here.
Oh, yes, sorry, she was sick today, so.
Okay, well, pass on her congratulations and welcome her to the county family on behalf of us. Thank you.
Will do, thanks.
So with that, we'll move on to agenda item number 3, which is the agenda approval. Councillor Beaupre.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Before I make a motion to approve the agenda, there was a request from International Paper last week for an attendance today for their 50th anniversary that the Chamber of Commerce is having. Because this is in my division, I will be attending that today as well on behalf of council. They've asked for a few words that there's going to be a city representative there as well speaking. So I'm not sure if that needs to be added to the agenda for approval or if it's just for information.
Go ahead,
For information. But.
Yeah, they didn't. Good morning, everyone. They didn't send formal invite, just that email saying that they have informal event with some cake between 2 and 3 p.m. So I think any councillor, it's a local event, could attend an event. So yeah, I'm not sure if you.
Yeah, I think it's valuable. I mean, they're one of our largest ratepayers. So to have representation there, and especially because it's in Councillor Beaupre's area, I believe it would be good for her to attend. If we're done by that time, then I'll join her with that, but
And it's maybe speak on behalf of council if you council would like to designate Councillor Beaupre to do that. It's up to you to do.
oh,
But
I
they-
think Councillor Beaupre, yeah. So we should make a motion then? For her,
If you would like to be that formalized, but
okay,
So do you want-
technically the REEF could appoint any councillors to represent, so without a motion.
then I'll appoint Councillor Beaupre to attend on the council's behalf and bring greetings.
Okay, thank you. With that, I don't see any other additions to the agenda. Sorry, Reed.
Go ahead, Reed.
Through the reef, I'd just like to flag an error in today's agenda in item 8.7 as presented. The file number reads PLSUB 2021-0121, and the correct file number should be PLSUB 2022-0121.
Thank you.
Thank
So
you.
So with that, Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion of approval of the agenda with the item number 8.7 amended to reflect the correct subdivision file number.
Okay, thank you. We have a motion on the floor by Councillor Beaupre to accept the agenda as presented with the one change under 8.7 to identify the correct file number. Is there any further discussion? I'll call the question. Right. That motion is carried. So moving on to minutes approval. So 4.1, council minutes approval for June 26th. Councillor Balderson.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move approval of the council meeting minutes from June 26th.
Thank you. We have a motion on the floor by Councillor Balderson of approval of the June 26, 2023 regular council meeting minutes as presented. Are there any errors or omissions within those minutes? I'm seeing no further lights, so I'll call the question. That motion is carried. Moving on to 4.2, which is committee of the whole meeting minutes. Deputy Reeve Harris.
Thanks, Reeve Marshall. I'll move approval of the June 29th, 2023 Committee of the Whole meeting minutes.
Thank you. I have a motion on the floor by Deputy Reeve Harris of approval of the June 29th, 2023 Committee of the Whole meeting minutes. Are there any errors or omissions within those? I'm seeing no further lights, so I'll call the question. That motion is carried. So moving on to 5, delegations and appointments. There are none on the agenda today. So moving on to 6, unfinished business. Again, no unfinished business. Item 7 is public hearings, which will commence at 1 o'clock. So we'll move on to new business, 8.1, which is Intermunicipal Collaboration Committee, City of Grand Prairie update. Julia, go ahead.
Good morning again, and thank you for that. This item is just for information to update councilors on some of the conversations that are happening. One of them, the city and MD of Greenview would like to have a meeting 3 ways, the city, county, and MD of Greenview, to discuss tri-municipal priorities that we might be able to work towards together and advocate together. So that type of a routine meeting would take place in addition to the existing intermunicipal meetings that we already conduct, which happens with the city, county, and 3 towns. MD of Greenview does not participate in those meetings right now. So that's just for information. And initially they spoke about as we need that meeting as soon as possible. And then they changed their mind and said, why can't we have this meeting after the CAO, their new CAO starts? So their new CAO starts September 18th. So we will be scheduled a tri-municipal meeting between us, MD, and the city later on. That's just for information. And then another item that came up, it's a federal fund that was announced not that long ago, Housing Accelerator Fund. So the ICC committee directed administrations to explore a possibility to apply jointly. So we actually had a meeting since then with Grand Spirit Foundation, the city and the county, and through those conversations, it kind of became evident that in the county we don't have projects that would fit well within, but we still having that conversation. The city had identified themselves a few projects along with Grand Spirit Foundation, so it's still in early stages, but it's a very short timeline to apply. I think there's only 45 days to submit an application. And the big commitment that municipalities would need to commit to a housing supply growth target within their action plan that increases their average annual rate of growth by at least 10%, and the growth rate must also exceed 1.1%. So when you translate that into the number of new units that would have to be developed, that number is quite large. So, but they're working through different options right now to see how that could be introduced. So that's just for information from council. So in case you had questions as well, what's happening with this Housing Accelerator Fund, and can county maximize on that as well somehow? So.
Okay, thank you, Julia. Is there any questions, for Julia on this? Seeing none, so we'll move on to 8.2, which is media coverage in council chambers. Director Gabriel.
Thank you, Mr. Reeve. So the county was presented with a request from the media to allow for audio and video recording of county council meetings. They want the ability to record, publish, and broadcast audio and video content from these meetings. Our procedural bylaw currently allows for audio live streaming of council meetings, committee of the whole, the Municipal Planning Commission, the Ag Service Board, and the Family Community Support Services Board. Council has not to date provided any further direction to administration to proceed with any video live streaming of these meetings. So in accordance with the bylaw, any other audio or video recordings are not permitted in the council chambers unless approved by council motion at the meeting. This includes members of the public attending the meeting, media, staff, etc. Council could grant approval on a meeting by meeting basis or grant permission for the media to record meetings ongoing if they so choose. Should council approve media, video, and audio recording, this could be incorporated into the procedural bylaw at an upcoming council meeting. I presented some options there. There's another option I forgot to include, which was just for audio only. So you could either approve video and audio recording, approve audio recording, or however council directs.
Yeah, Councillor Beaupre.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. You know, I kind of struggled with this week. I'm trying to figure out what to do because right now we live stream it. So if anybody wants to screenshot or record the audio that's there, they already are doing that, and some of the media outlets are already doing it. They don't take the time to come to council chambers and actually record or ask for any follow-up. But I guess in the same breath, if we're going to allow media to, we should actually change the policy that it's recorded live stream and people can use it. It's wide open, I guess, in my opinion, because we shouldn't allow just for media to be able to record it in live and audio for it. It should be open to everyone, I guess, to be able to watch.
Okay, thank you. Councillor Oswald.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I don't have a problem with the media are recording us. I'm not sure it would be a great, I think they should have special media privileges for recording rather than just the general populace. I like the fact that they want to record from here so that they can actually see context about the conversation that's going on, because unfortunately we've all seen it where through COVID times that context was rewritten to fit a profile that they wanted for their newspaper or their news article. So I don't have a problem with them being in-person recording, because at least then, like I say, they get the context. But I'm not so sure about the general population, and I'm going to get in trouble for it. I know that for saying that, but I do believe that there should be certain media privileges that they are allowed to do that, where the general population isn't necessarily allowed to do the same thing. So just my opinion.
So I guess a question for administration. I mean, if we look at other houses at the legislature, the parliament, when they're allowed, media has certain privileges within those houses. Do they allow the general public to have the same privileges? No.
That I don't.
Director Colin Wallach.
If this memory serves me correctly, it's all live streamed and archived, and you can go watch it whenever you want.
Yeah.
You can't be in there taping it though.
Okay.
That's my recollection. I should check, but
Okay, thank
but
you.
you can get it anytime.
Councillor Zimmerman.
Yeah, I don't think this is necessary. I think with the live streaming, I think we're good. Just leave it at that.
Okay, Councillor Beaupre.
Yeah, although I respect both of the councillors' opinions, it's already happening. We're live streaming it, and people are using it. You know, there's a TikTok video out there circulating about a county or city councillor at the moment, and they're using information that they're finding. So if you aren't giving media the access to be able to support the information that's being presented, it's going to be used in a different platform, and it may not necessarily be reflective of the actual activity that happened. And so you want to have some opportunity to have something to support the actual business of council.
So I'm seeing no more lights in at this point. I would agree with Councillor Beaupre on this. I mean, it's already being done. All we're doing is just allowing media to carry on with it and give them the opportunity within, and even people are, as you said, they're taking screenshots, they're taking it, if they're online, they're doing it. So what's the difference? This is a public meeting. If people, whether they choose to, I hear some of the concerns is misrepresentation of the media of what is being videoed. They can misrepresent what they hear in chambers as well. So I don't see the difference with that. So I would agree with Councillor Beaupre. I think if we're gonna allow it, we allow it in general because it is a public meeting.
So just, sorry, can I?
Go ahead.
Just a note that once we record, after the live meeting is over, the recording is not available anymore to the public.
For
So
our,
it's for our records until the minutes are approved and they are destroyed. So it's that.
but if someone records,
But if someone records, yes, but that's
Okay.
audio only.
Yeah.
No visual.
so we have Councillor Peterson first.
So my thoughts are that it should be open to everyone. Media, anyone that wants to video record or whatever, because like you said, they're doing it already. It's a public meeting, you know, and there's always the risk that somebody will manipulate the information that they get to follow a narrative that they want. And we're just not going to get away from that. It's going to happen all the time. We've got to get used to it. And I just think it should be open to everybody.
Deputy Reeve Harris.
Yeah, I kind of disagree with Councillor Peterson there. I think it should be only open to accredited media people. And we don't want anybody coming in saying, I represent Joe's newspaper and I want to video this. I think it could turn into quite controversial when there's a staged question or a staged response with someone that's not in media videotaping it on their phone. So I think it just should be, the videotaping should just be for accredited media people. Thank you.
Councillor Krennic.
Thank you, Marshall. I would have to agree with Councillor Roosevelt and Councillor Harris on that too. I think accredited media is probably the best way to eliminate some of the excess stuff that could come about with it. So that's how I feel about it.
Okay, so we've had lots of discussion on this. Is there any further discussion? If not, then I'm looking for direction from council. What is council's direction on this item, on this request? Councillor Roosevelt.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I would move that council approve ongoing video and audio recording of regular council committee of the whole, MPC, Ag Service Board, FCSS meetings by the media, accredited media.
Okay, so we have a motion on the floor by Councillor Roosevelt that council approve the video and audio recording of regular council, committee of the whole, municipal planning commission, agricultural service board, and family and community support services board meetings by accredited media. Councillor Beaupre to the motion.
So what's the definition of accredited media, Mr. Chair? I mean, and I guess that's going to be the other, because there's lots of individuals that are independent, independent freelance journalists that are doing work for different media outlets. Some that are far beyond my knowledge of what a media outlet is. And I guess we'd have to task communications to have a list of what's available and what's not. My concern is that we may be setting ourselves up for comment or concern from those things. Well, you pick and choose who you allow to come in, not you council are a function of the taxpayers of the county of Grand Prairie, and you're picking and choosing who can hear and who can't see and record. So.
Okay, first we have Councillor Peterson.
If you take accredited out, I don't think it changes a lot than what's, you know, who decides what is a media person. I mean, podcasters are quite common now. You know, there's lots of things like that. So where are you going to draw that line? And who is going to pick where that line is drawn? You know, I think I tend to agree with Councillor Beaupre that we start to pick that specifically, and there's real hazards in also eliminating some people from being able to do what CBC is able to do, for instance, if we give them that. I still think it should be for everyone.
Deputy Harris.
Yeah, I agree with the term accredited. I think the accreditation is done by us. And so we will have a set of rules that they would have to follow if they're going to do this. And so they would come and get their accreditation, and then they'd understand how they have to behave and what they have to do. And then we would allow them to proceed to video the council meetings. But if they haven't gone through that process, then no, they're not allowed. So because they don't understand what's have to happen. So thank you.
Councillor Peterson.
I could agree with Councillor Harris if we developed our own accreditation process.
So I'm seeing no more lights, but I'll have to, I struggle with that because there are so many different news sources out there. There's podcasts on the web, which seem to be taking over, getting more and more traction than what is happening within the mainstream media, which is typically the CBCs, CTVs, Global, those organizations. So if this is a public meeting, it's public information. What discussion we have at this table should be open to the public and for anybody to hear and and understand what we're saying. If we're concerned that people are going to take it out of context, that's been happening forever. So I struggle with picking and choosing who gets to come in and video record or record what's going on. Are we going to stop people with notepads and papers from writing down what we say? Like, I don't know. I think it should be open to everybody. I can't support this motion. First, we have communications.
Thanks, Mr. Chair. I just wanted to weigh in on especially the accreditation. That would be very difficult. There's lots of freelance reporters out there. There's lots of that is the world that we live in now. As well, we do have the audio only being available, but video could be an option that we would promote as well. People can do it. They want to be able to do it. So that is and being open and transparent as well.
Julia.
Oh, thank you very much. It's kind of echoes to what Leslie said. And, you know, what's the punishment if somebody actually videoed and recorded? What exactly council is going to do? You know, is there a fee? Is it expected that administration going to chase after them? And, you know, then we create another bureaucratic process as to create that accreditation that Leslie would have to invent. And it's kind of, and she's right in a way as to the world we live in, you know, that's just our life, and we conduct our business in public. That's what municipal government is about. We conduct our meetings in public, and information should be available to the public. But Carol is also right in a way as to the official record or the minutes of council, not what was video recorded or what was said during the debate. It's basically the motion that in the end that responds to the issue in question. So, you know, from my perspective, if we allow recording here with appropriate use for media, that's, I'm not sure what, you know, at least if the media videotaping it, we know they're here and they're videotaped it. We right now don't offer the video on the broadcast, and we don't also allow those recordings to be accessed. That's something else that municipalities are doing. They're not only broadcasting their meeting, they allow that recording to be viewed at any time of the day afterwards. So I'm not sure if that would be helpful or not. We are currently not doing that. So unless you tuned in during the meeting, you cannot just after hours go and hear that conversation again. So that's just my 2 bits as council decide what to do with it. Thank you.
Councillor Roosevelt.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I still believe in the motion that it should be media only, just because I think they do deserve the right to be able to get the information they want, sorry, or that they need to inform our populace as well. As we've said already, everything's live streamed. Any of the population can watch it and video record whatever they choose to anyways. From the screenshots and stuff, but I do believe that. But if accreditation is too difficult, I'm okay with taking that out of the motion. So just meeting by the media, I'm good with that.
Okay, to the motion, Councillor Peterson.
Sorry, I was just going to talk about accreditation and it disappeared now. So.
Councillor Beaupre.
I guess to the comments that were made by administration with regards to transparency, open and transparency, moving towards live streaming and availability to everybody also becomes part of our commitment to public engagement. This way we are accomplishing the public engagement that we've actually committed to as well, because it's open and available to all.
Councillor Peterson.
Yeah. So I just want to say I won't support this motion because I believe that it should be open to everybody. And, you know, when we say media, it can mean everybody because, you know, they can be a podcaster, they can be representing a following of 20 people. I mean, that doesn't make them not a media person then, you know, and we're going to get that all the time. So I think it's all or none.
Councillor Roosevelt.
I just want to clarify. I'm not saying that the population shouldn't know what's going on. The population shouldn't know what's going on. They should, absolutely, and by all means possible. But I do believe that media deserve the opportunity to have a little bit of a difference in their context here, because they are the ones that are getting that information out.
Okay, I'm going to call the question. That motion is lost. So what is council's direction again with regards to the request? Councillor Beaupre.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Then I'll move option 1, that council approve video and audio recording of regular council, committee of the whole, municipal planning commission, Ag Service Board, and Family and Community Support Services Board meetings by the media on a, oh no, I guess that's actually not what I want, action for. Sorry, I guess I should maybe read it a little bit better. Just approve the audio and video recording and make it available to everyone.
Okay, so we have a motion on the floor by Councillor Beaupre of a modified option 1, which is basically the council approve video and audio recording of regular council, committee of the whole, municipal planning commission, agriculture service board, and family community support services board meetings by all. By the public.
Public to sit in here and record?
Yeah.
Okay. By everybody.
By the public. Which includes media, everybody that's in the gallery. Councillor Oswald.
I just want to clarify, because you said being made available to all. So are you suggesting that we live stream and record it and send it out that way through YouTube? Because that's what I got out of your comment, not by them recording it. So you're wanting it so that we will supply that video?
Sorry, Mr. Chair, no different than what happens in the legislature. It's
Okay.
video and audio streamed and available. It's archived and it's available for media as well as anyone else that's viewing it. They can view it at the time as a live stream with audio and video, or they are able to access it at any time after that.
Okay, so
That's
just, okay, I'm just making sure I've got this clear in my head what you're doing. So you're saying that then there will be no video recording in here, it'll just be provided.
It will be videoed here, but it will be
But by
videoed by
us.
our own, yes.
Okay, that's just what I'm clarifying. So that
So
would
it's
still mean that they would not be allowed then to videotape us.
No, it would be live videotape.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify.
Live videotape, live streamed and available in archives as a live or as a videoed and audio access.
Okay. Director Gabriel.
Thank you, Mr. Reed. So I would see that as a direction to administration to proceed with. There's some logistics that we'll have to work out in order to do that, plus the bylaw amendment as well. So if we could just word the motion accordingly to direct administration to proceed with audio and video live streaming of council meetings. And then,
Of all public meetings.
we'll have to sort out the logistics on that.
Or just these ones as mentioned.
The ones that are currently being,
Yeah, they're all count, yeah. Okay. Okay,
and then we'll need the bylaw amendment as well. We'll bring that forward, so.
okay. So Mary is busy crafting. Councillor Krennic, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. In regards to the motion, just so I'm crystal clear on what's going on. This motion makes it so that we have someone that is videoing our council meeting, but no one else comes in and with their phones and cameras and sets up and does out here and videos us. For those that may be listening or may want to know, what that means is we will have a designate to video record our sessions. And that will be made accessible, correct? Okay, I just wanted to be clear.
Counselor Peterson.
Just for clarification, do we have the, are we able to commit to the Agricultural Service Board, for instance, in this here? Yeah, that's all I wanted to know.
So the motion we have currently by Councillor Beaupre is a council direct administration to implement video and audio recording of regular council, committee of the whole, municipal planning commission, agricultural service board, and family community support services board meetings to be available to the public at any time. Go ahead.
Question for administration. Where does it say the archives of these? These would be archived as well. So if someone wanted to see them at a later date, that has to be captured in the motion as well. That's okay. Okay, thank you.
And archived. So one more time, the motion by Councillor Beaupre is the council direct administration to implement video and audio recording of regular council, committee of the whole, municipal planning commission, agricultural service board, and family community support services board meetings, which will be available to the public at any time and archived. Councillor Oswald to the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I believe in the intent of the motion, that it's important, but I do believe that's not exactly what we were trying to discuss for this RFD, because that was to do with media wanting to actually record this. So at this point, I cannot support the motion. I believe in the intent, but I believe it's not exactly what we were looking for this RFD. So thank you.
Councillor Peterson.
Just a question on archiving. How long would we archive for?
Director Gabriel.
We could maintain them as a permanent record of the meeting in our archives.
No different than the written copies.
As just, yeah, the same as your minutes are currently archived permanently. Yeah, we'll have to address that in the bylaw as well.
Okay. I will call the question. That motion is carried. So I guess this will be a process. When do we think this will be in place? Looking,
We have to work out the logistics. I'm not sure if we can make it happen for the next meeting, but we'll have to see what we need to do to.
okay. Okay, thank you. Councillor Beaupre.
So I guess in the meantime, Mr. Chair, it is a council by council motion that we could allow a request from media if they were here specifically for a specific item to allow to record it. You know, council's intent is to have that availability in the future, but it's a process, including a bylaw that has to identify it and the conditions around it. But so if it is council's wishes, we could do it that way as well.
Okay, because we do have CBC currently sitting in the gallery, and at this point, they're still not able to record at this point. So what is the direction of council currently until we have the other process in place? Councillor Beaupre.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'll make a motion that till there's a bylaw, approved bylaw in place that we allow by request that and media's opportunity to.
So option one, basically.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So we have a motion on the floor by Councillor Beaupre that council approve the video and audio recording of regular council, committee of the whole, municipal planning commission, agricultural service board, and family community support services board meetings by media on a meeting by meeting basis.
As requested.
And as requested.
Yeah.
So with that, the CBC did request to record, so I'm guessing by that motion, we would be allowing CBC after this to record if they so choose to at this meeting. Well, I'm seeing the person who's making the motion shaking their head yes. So go ahead, Director Gabriel.
Thank you, Mr. Reeve. So currently the bylaw states that you do it on a meeting by meeting basis. You would give that permission. So really this motion in itself, it would be irrelevant. So you basically would be giving permission to CPC at this meeting to be able to audio video record.
So that's what the motion
Because
should
you've
read.
now made the motion to proceed with audio video, like to do the live streaming on our end. But I would say, yeah, that motion now would be irrelevant. You're going to approve for them to do that at today.
So this needs to be specific today to.
For today, yes, because your bylaw currently says you're gonna do it on a request basis on a
Okay.
meeting by meeting, so.
On July 17th, okay. So the current motion by Councillor Beaupre is that council approves video and audio recording of by CBC of the July 17th, 2023 regular council meeting. Is there any further discussion? Councillor Peterson.
If we're gonna start recording, can I get a couple of minutes to do my hair?
We don't have a makeup artist here, Brian, so I will call the question. That motion is carried. Councillor Beaupre.
So just for clarification, Mr. Chair, so if a media outlet or someone wishing to record, they would ask prior to the agenda being published, or they would ask the morning of council to be added to the agenda for approval? Is that right? I'm looking to administration or.
I'm seeing head shake. So Julie, or Carol, I'll go to you. Director Gabriel, go
Yeah,
ahead.
that's how I would see if the media is in the room at the beginning of the meeting, they could request, make connection with us and we could make sure that we add it to the agenda for approval.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. So moving on to 8.3, we have Claremont Center Access Card Program Usage Update. Director Conowalik.
Thank you, Mr. Reeve. So council may recall in April, we presented at committee of the whole an update to the Claremont Center Access Card Program. We had planned to do another update in the fall, and a request was made to bring forward kind of a halfway point. So this is the 6-month update. The summary of cardholder use. So we're around 2,700 users, which is getting close to 50%. And you can see the breakdown in the range in kilograms. So we provide up to 1,000 kilograms or 2,200 pounds up to that for free. And then after that, users are subject to standard tipping fees. Previous update talked about other municipalities. It is attached. I won't go through the previous update. So you can see here, we've got 6.5% of users already over their 1,000 and another 6.1% that we're projecting will be over 1,000. So you got about 88% of users will be free for the year, and the other 12% will have been subject to standard tipping fees. What that means is we do have a schedule of fees that goes through all kinds of stuff that you're bringing in, but for the most part, they're paying $10 a load to dump their mixed loads at the dump part of the landfill up top there. I'll maybe leave it at that and answer any questions that people may have.
Councillor Krennic.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. In regards to this, did I miss it somewhere in this report where it said that how much waste was dumped prior to the card program and after the card program? Did you have a breakdown of whether we've not had as much dumped? I know that some of the ditches in the area are taking a bit of a load and they've been requested to be cleaned up, and they are, but Is there any breakdown on that as to
So-
whether people are rejecting the amounts? Because I know that I've got calls on this constantly.
So we don't have statistics per se, but we did talk to the staff that are responsible for cleaning up. And the comments back were that they don't feel that it's been a substantial increase to before. It's been happening before and it's been happening since.
Yeah,
But no hard statistics, Counselor.
yeah, I've just had lots of calls on why, you know, people are running out of their time and with the, and some of the other things that have happened is people are now having to buy dumpsters due to the fires and the fire bans and whatever else. So I'm not sure the numbers wouldn't be slightly skewed as to what actually the numbers actually are.
Yeah, we did provide a whole bunch of complimentary dumpsters after the fire in the fire zone. And we allowed that for a few weeks. We also took goods unchecked, like you could dump your freezers off and stuff like that. So I wouldn't suspect that the numbers would be too skewed because most of that waste would have not counted against people's allocations. Now afterwards, yeah, exactly. If someone's cleaning up their yard and there's more stuff there, then they've probably rented a dumpster or.
Even for some of my neighbors and things with the fire bans on, they're used to probably burning barrels,
Yep.
et cetera.
Yep.
They have not been able to do that due to the fire ban. Therefore, they've actually rented dumpsters, and the cost for them to rent a dumpster is $50 a month or whatever it is. And otherwise, they're making a trip every 2 days to the dome.
Yep. So if they've rented a dumpster, then obviously they're going through a commercial individual who's then bringing the waste in, which isn't subject to the household usage part. So if you've hired Prairie Disposal, then they would just do it through their fees.
But if it was, it would skew the numbers as far as how many usages there would be. Like if you're getting somebody else to haul your garbage, it doesn't come up as on your card, right?
That's correct. No.
So these numbers are there, but they're slightly skewed over the summer due to the fact that it was no burning, no nothing. And I just know this from neighbors that are calling and asking if that's going to change to a higher limit or not. So
yeah, so if somebody would normally be burning their waste and instead they've hired a commercial hauler, then it's not going on their, so it wouldn't have went on their card if their number if they were burning it, and it's not going on if they're putting it in a dumpster. It would go on if they were hauling it there by themselves.
yes,
Yep.
and that's where the skewed number might come into effect for myself in the question.
Right. Yep. No, understood.
Okay.
So I'm seeing no more lights at this point. So with this program, when council, my understanding when we implemented it was we were going to come back after a year and evaluate and see how, if we needed to adjust or where things are going. So my one question is how flexible is this program? I mean, from the data that's presented here, it looks like it's going to be a small, about 20% of the population that's going to be over the 1,000.
Even less, like we just over 10%, we think 12-ish.
Okay, so depending how things go in the last half of the year. So with that, is there an opportunity, and I'm just thinking when we do the evaluation, is there flexibility within the program, the card to, okay, if you go over, then you're paying 50% or 75% like it, and then when you hit this target, you're paying full. So is there flexibility within how we track it to be a little flexible within the program?
So right now, we actually already do provide a discount for our users. So normally if you showed up at the landfill, you'd pay $20 for a mixed untarped load, and we charge our cardholders 10. So they're already getting a 50% discount once they're over the 1,000.
Okay.
Does that answer?
Well,
Maybe
yeah,
not really.
I'm not looking at it. I'm looking at when we do the evaluation. I want to know how flexible within the program, if it allows, with the new computer system, if it allows us to adjust if council, whatever council's direction is.
So you're saying maybe if somebody went over, that we would maybe be charging X amount up to 1,500 kilograms, and then if you're over that, it's an inflated rate?
Well,
Idea, or like a scaled rate?
a scaled rate till you get to maximum type of thing.
Because what most people are doing is they're just paying the $10 fee and just
And that's,
dumping it.
I didn't realize it was already like a 50%,
Yep.
basically. Okay. Counselor Balderson.
Thank you. So why is it not still based on weight? When the whole program's based on weight, why are we going $10 a load? Because, you know, you'll just wait an extra 2 months and bring in a huge load for $10.
Yep, so they're just, you can pay by the ton. So if you come across a scale and you've got a ton, there's a per ton,
Yeah.
but most are just paying the $10 mix load amount.
So even if it's
It's just
over
a
the amount?
convenient thing
Okay.
for them, yep. They just say, I'll pay the $10. And like I say, it's kind of a discounted rate from all the other rates. So once you go over, you're still getting a subsidized rate as a county ratepayer holding a card.
Counselor Krennic.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just one more question in regards to, is there a, when people ask questions about that, is there, excuse me, is there a response that's been given to the employees as to how to respond to this? Because I've got a couple of sort of comments back to myself and calls with responses that they've received over the weights and the limits that aren't really appropriate to say to people to come there, so.
So that's probably something we should have, I mean, we've had a lot of communications work on this file and a lot of standard messaging. But I think it would help people to understand that even though they're paying $10 for going over 1,000 kilograms, that's still a subsidized rate. So it's something we could probably work into our messaging.
It would probably be a good call.
Yeah.
And, it's just one of those things that if people aren't versed in what you're supposed to, the reasoning and what's going on, that's something that probably needs to be discussed with employees sitting in there giving responses.
Okay. So this is just for information?
Yep.
Is there any further questions for administration around this file? I'm seeing none, so thank you very much for coming in and presenting.
Thanks.
And thanks for being here in case we needed anything, Jennifer. So moving on to 8.4, Policy R1 Electronic Devices Messaging, Director Gabriel.
Thank you, Mr. Reed. So we're presenting some amendments to Policy R1, Electronic Devices, Messaging Tools, and Internet Use. The policy did not previously address authorization of a process to access a current employee's email and folders, which is needed from time to time for business continuity purposes. The revision establishes the authorization needed and a process to request and evaluate the approval of such access. We've also included the requirement to enroll in the multi-factor authentication, the MFA program, which has been added to this policy as well. So if you have any questions.
I'm seeing no lights, but I do have a question. MFA, can you just expand on that a little bit more, please?
Sure.
Is this?
It's just an extra security measure and incorporated so that the system knows that it's you. And I don't think council has been, Councilor Roosevelt has been an early adopter of it. The rest of you will be.
So look, any of our other apps where it says we're going to send you verification to your phone and multiple levels of security.
Et cetera.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
you will be, yeah.
Yeah.
Systems will be working with you one-on-one just to make sure that everything works smoothly, because we have had some issues that we've been trying to work through. So hopefully it'll be a seamless process for you once we get to you. So.
Okay, I have Councilor Roosevelt.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. What it is you sign in on a different device and this authenticator app pops up with a code and you type in the code. That's all that it is, because they've set me up last week on it already. So thank you.
Okay, so Councilor Krennic.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Is there facial recognition coming in the future for this? Because it would make it really easy then. Not that we have any memory for codes and accesses and anything else, numbers and passwords and anything to remember. Face recognition might be just really easy.
That doesn't work. That works on your phone, but not on your laptop. Wouldn't work, does it? Yeah. I haven't seen that yet, so.
I do.
Not as far as I know. This is the direction that
All right.
is going right now, so.
Okay, so what is council's direction with regards to policy R1? Don't everybody jump up at once. Councilor Balderson.
I'll move option 1.
Thank you. We have a motion on the floor by Councilor Balderson that council approve the revisions to policy R1 electronic devices, messaging tools and internet use as presented. Is there any further discussion? I'll call the question. That motion is carried. Moving on to policy, or 8.5 policy C31, Director Schonken.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So the policy for the business development has been updated with two changes to it. The one is in terms of the fee schedule that has just been moved to a different line. But the biggest change to the policy is the removal of when business cases are needed. When we present it to for the budget. The change that has occurred there is that it's been moved to administrative directive, and in the in there, the change that is probably the biggest change in terms of that is to make sure that when we present business cases to council, that those business cases are actually tied to a business plan and not presented on its own anymore. So essentially, that is the biggest change, and I think it's close aligned to council's strategic goals and business plans as well.
Okay, thank you. Councillor Beaupre.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just for clarification, Mark, you're saying that it's being moved to the director that the request is from, not from finance isn't doing that part of the work. Is that right?
Just to make sure that I understand the question correctly, is how it's going to work is the business cases that the departments prepare will be linked to their business plans, and that's then presented to their director, and from there it flows up to the director group for approval, and then ultimately to council.
Ultimately to council. Okay, I was going to say it doesn't just land in directors and they choose that this is part and they add it to the budget, and it still is presented to council.
Yes.
Okay, having heard that, then thank you, Mr. Schonken and Mr. Chair. I'll move option 1. Council approved policy C31 budget development as presented.
Thank you. We have a motion on the floor by Councillor Beaupre that council approve policy C31 budget development as presented. Is there any further discussion? I'm seeing none. I'll call the question. That motion is carried. So moving on to 8.6 Pipestone Campground Access, Director O'Connell-Wallach.
Thank you, Reed Marshall. So back in 2018, there was overland flooding within the county and it caused sliding at the Pipestone Campground Access Road. Subsequently, there was some work done looking at possible secondary access. At the committee of the whole meeting in June of 2023, we had a further discussion and felt it was maybe prudent to extensively investigate the current access from a geotechnical engineering perspective. So this was the outcome of that was to create this RFD. So we're looking for direction to have council have us evaluate the existing access to Pipestone Campground and bring it back for information. Our funding source would come out of our pre-engineering funds that we currently have through our regular budget process that's done to accommodate having projects worked on for budget deliberation. So it's not a new funding ask. I'll leave it there for questions.
Okay. Councillor Balderson.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Yeah, I think we discussed this pretty extensively, and I think it is a good idea to try to make sure the access we have is good and not start with another one yet. So I will move option 1.
Thank you. We have a motion on the floor by Councillor Balderson that council direct administration to evaluate the existing access road to Pipestone Campground and bring back that information to a future council meeting or to a future meeting. Because it could be committee of the whole. So with that, is there any further discussion on the motion? Seeing none, I'll call the question. That motion is carried. Moving on to 8.7 subdivision time extension. Reed, go ahead.
Thank you, Reeve Marshall. The applicant has requested a time extension for their subdivision, PLSUB 2022-0121. As illustrated in the attached map, the subject parcel is in the southwest of Claremont near the intersection of Range Road 63 and Highway 43, the southeast corner of the roundabout. The subdivision is to accommodate one parcel being divided into 4 parcels for future commercial development. They were approved in July 12th of 2022. They are nearing the end of the time allotted to meet their conditions, and they are requesting an extension until July 15th, 2024. The options presented are to either approve the requested extension or take no action on the request. Administration's recommendation is option 1, that the subdivision approval for file number PLSUB 2022-0121 receive its first time extension and be extended to July 15th, 2024 to allow the applicant time to complete the conditions of approval for the subdivision of 4 lots within Northwest 10-72-6W6, Lot 1, Plan 9622135. I'd also just like to highlight, as I mentioned during the agenda review, that the correct file number in here should be PLSUB 2022, not 2021. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Balderson.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This is my area, and I will move option 1 that the first time extension be given.
Okay, thank you. We have a motion on the floor by Councillor Balderson that the subdivision approval for file number PLSUB 2022-0121 receive its first time extension and be extended to July 15, 2024 to allow the applicant time to complete the conditions of approval for the subdivision of 4 lots within Northwest 10-72-6 west of the 6, Lot 1, Plan 9622135. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, I'll call the question. That motion is carried. Moving on to 8.8, Old Bezanson Archaeological Project Heritage Day event, Old Bezanson. And I'll go right to Christine with this. Go ahead, Christine.
Thank you very much, Reeve Marshall, and good morning, Council. This is a new request that's tied to an event that is being held down at the Old Bezanson town site, tied to the archaeology project that has been ongoing there for a number of years. The event is to be held on Monday, August the 7th, and will run from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. It has been organized by members of the Historical Society, namely Donna McNally and Wanda Zenner, that I think Council is very invested in this particular area. So their goal is to ultimately encourage increased community use of the park and to draw attention to that project that is ongoing. They're going to have some walking tours, there's going to be some demonstrations, the archaeological dig, and then provide a lunch and barbecue. And so that's what they're seeking the $200 for, to help cover off the food costs. We have already agreed to assign the county barbecue for the event, so our department is supporting in that capacity, but we did not have anticipated funds for the food cost. So it would fit within our community assistance grant program, which is what we're recommending. It would be funded through option 1 at the amount of $200, and there is $18,577 left in that grant line at the moment. Thank you.
Thanks, Christine. Go ahead, Councillor Frayne.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Yeah, there's lots of excitement in the community about this event, and so I would love to support option 1.
Thank you. We have a motion on the floor by Councillor Frayne. The council approve the sponsorship request for the Heritage Day event hosted by the Old Bezanson Archaeological Project in the amount of $200, with funding to come from the approved 2023 Community Assistance Grant. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, I'll call the question. That motion is carried.
Thank you.
Moving on to 8.9, Grade 3 Reading University Golf Tournament Sponsorship Request. Back to you, Christine.
Thank you very much. So we have the Grade 3 Reading University Golf Tournament Sponsorship Request that came in bringing forward to council. It's sort of a twofold request with sponsorship opportunities as well as the ability for council members to play golf. It should be noted that there is also an invitation for council to attend their Reading University graduation on Friday, the 21st at 11 a.m. at the Northwestern Polytechnic in the Arts Theatre. Previously, certainly this week, county has been providing ongoing support of $15,000 each year from the Community Assistance Grant Program for the Reading University. Last year, when the tournament requests came in, council did choose not to take any action on the sponsorship component, but they did approve participation in a golf entry team if councillors so wish to do that. So those two options are on the table again this year. And again, it would be supported by the Community Assistance Grant line if council wishes to fund the sponsorship component. And if not, it could also be funded from the council membership and registration line if they were wanting to put forward players. So I will leave that decision in your hands. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Beaupre.
Thank you, Mr. Reeve. This is a really important initiative in our community, and whatever funds I think we can help them with. I know we do an annual sponsorship, but I think it's important that we also provide them with some ongoing funding because it continues to become larger and larger every year. The children in our communities that are participating in grade 3 Reading University. So I'd like to try a sponsorship of Adopt a Reader of $1,000 to come out of our community assistance line.
Thank you. We have a motion on the floor. What about the golf, or is that there two?
There are
two motions.
Two
motions, okay.
Do the first
So the first motion by Councillor Beaupre is that council approve the sponsorship request for the 10th annual Reading University Hole-in-One Golf Tournament in amount of $1,000 for the whole Adopt a Reader. Is that the one? Yep. Adopt a Reader with funding to come from the approved 2023 Community Assistance Grant. I'll call the question. That motion is carried. Councillor Roosevelt.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I fully support this. It's a very valuable initiative in our community, but I just wanted to let everybody know that golf tournament is also the same day as our Greenview Clay Shoot, as well as our Northwest FCSS regional meetings. Just that's up there too. So there's a lot going on that day, but I fully support this initiative because it's very, very valuable in our community.
Councillor Beaupre.
Yes, Mr. Chair, it seems to be a popular date because I think last year it was the same, there was the same issues and concerns, but having heard that, and we did participate last year, so I'd like to make a motion that council approve the purchase of a golf team entry fee for any councillor who wishes to participate in the 10th annual Reading University Hole-in-One Golf Tournament on September the 7th, with funding to come from council membership and registration in the budget line. In line with in budget.
Thank you. We have a motion on the floor by Councillor Beaupre that council approve the purchase of golf team entry fees for any councillor who wishes to participate in the 10th annual Reading University Hole-in-One Golf Tournament at the Dunes Golf and Winter Club on September 7, 2023 at, I'll just go with funding to come from the council membership and registration line in budget because we may or may not have a full team. Is there any further discussion? I'll call the question. That motion is carried. Moving on to 8.10, Big Hearts for Big Kids event sponsorship. Christine.
Thank you, Reeve Marshall. This is an event that's typically funded each year almost automatically within our sponsorship program through community assistance at the value of $2,500. There is no event scheduled for this year, 2023, but there is the opportunity to plan ahead for 2024 when the event will be held at the Terra Centre on February 3rd. There are different sponsorship opportunities if council wanted to consider increasing their level of support. The options ranging from $10,000 to $5,000 or the existing $2,500 if we wanted to keep a status quo. There is also a very popular event, as I'm sure council is aware, and sells out quickly. So there's the opportunity to purchase 6 additional tickets from the council initiative budgets at $1,200 if that were to be your choice. And it does fit within policy K6, community assistance. And I will leave that decision to council.
Councillor Krennic.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. How many people per table?
This is showing, I guess,
Is it 8?
8, I
Typically
believe,
8
per
per table.
table.
That's what most of the events are.
Table of 8 tickets, yes.
Okay. I'm quite a big fan of this event myself. I've enjoyed it for a few years now and think it's a really good thing to attend and part of the community. If no one else has any more comments or questions, I'd like to move option 1.
Okay, so we have a motion on the floor by Councillor Krennic. The council approve elite silent auction sponsorship in the amount of $2,500 from the 2024 community assistance budget and the purchase of 6 additional tickets at a cost of $1,200 for the Big Hearts Big Kids concert, February 3rd, 2024 at the Terrace Center, with funding to come from the council membership and registration line.
Just a quick question to that.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just wondering why it was 6. Oh, okay. Yep. Sorry. Thank you.
Okay. So seeing no more lights on, I'll call the question. That motion is carried. Moving on to 8.11, sponsorship request from Swan City Rotary Club of Grand Prairie. Christine.
Thank you, Reeve Marshall. A busy time of the year for golf tournaments for sure. And this one with the Swan City Rotary Club is scheduled for August 28th. It's happening at the Dunes Golf and Winter Club. And it ultimately supports all of the Swan City Rotary Club and their very many fundraising opportunities that they give back to the community. So in 2022, council did authorize members to attend at the fee of $175 or $700 per team. And so ultimately, this is a request that we're bringing forward again. There's 2 motions. One is to approve the overall funding. Which I'm seeing here, sorry, Chelsea prepared this, what the actual funding amount would be in addition to the actual number of players being at $175 per person. So, hold on a second. Sorry. Thanks. Yeah, just pull it up. So we should have had those listed. I apologize. So in the attachment,
So the sponsorship levels are beverage sponsor 2,500, putting
Yes.
green 15, sign sponsorship 1,000, whole sponsor 600, volunteer 500. And then there's cart sponsorships for 100, 250 and 400 and 600.
correct, yeah. And that would come from community assistance as well.
So Councillor Beaupre.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Again, I think this is a valuable opportunity. Rotary does so much for our communities, and the money that they raise goes back to initiatives that they're doing. I think we should maybe be I'd like to see a whole sponsor at least, and have the opportunity to maybe have our ECDEV department or someone there at the whole.
Because it's a council day,
Oh.
28th, it's a council day.
Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, at least have a.
We could
sponsorship.
have, yeah.
We may not have anybody participate, but we may have, at least have a presence there and help sponsor them. Okay, seeing that we're not going to be participating, maybe I'll change my mind on whole sponsor. we could maybe be the putting green sponsor for $1,500.
Okay, so back to this. We have a motion on the floor by Councillor Beaupre. The council approved the funding request from the Swan City Rotary Club of Grand Prairie for the Friends of Rotary Community Golf Tournament in the amount of $1,500. And that was the, which one was that?
The putting green sponsor?
Sponsorship with funding to come from the 2023 Community Assistance Grant. Seeing no more further lights, I'll call a question. That motion is carried.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Christine, for coming in and doing all those. I think the next, go ahead.
I wonder if in response to the invitation, if administration wouldn't reach out to the Friends of Rotary and explain to them the reason we're not participating, just the sponsorship this year.
Right.
Because of the date. So thank you. Will do.
So moving on to 8.12 strategic planning. Julia.
Thank you. During June 29th Committee of the Whole meeting, the topic of strategic planning facilitation was discussed, and Council made a motion to recommend to Council, or the Committee of the Whole made a motion, recommend to Council, the Council Direct Administration to work with Doug Griffiths to schedule a presentation to Council on strategic planning facilitation. So that's why it's presented to you, to make a motion that reflects that recommendation. Meanwhile, administration was successful in scheduling Doug Griffiths to June 27th, 2023 Committee of the Whole meeting. So he'll attend and remotely through Teams and make a presentation to Council on his approach to facilitation. July 26th. Did I say June?
Yeah.
27th of
It does
July.
say July in here.
Sorry. Yeah, he's attending 27th of July Committee of the Whole meeting. Yeah.
Councillor Peterson.
I move option 1.
Thank you. We have a motion on the floor by Councillor Peterson that Council Direct Administration work with Doug Griffiths for the 13 Ways Inc. to schedule a presentation to Council on strategic planning facilitation. Go ahead, Councillor Beaupre.
So option 1 has a typo. It should be July the 27th, not the 17th on there as well. And under administrative recommendations, right?
Yeah, it should
No.
be 27th. Sorry.
27th, right. Okay, so I'll call the question. That motion is carried. Moving on to 8.13, cost of living wage adjustment. Julia.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The subject of the cost of living wage adjustment process was discussed in great detail at the June 29th Committee of the Whole. And after all that discussion, Council made a recommendation to, the committee made recommendation to Council to continue with the current cost of living adjustment process. I'm not sure if you would like me to continue going through the CRFD. You just had a quite detailed discussion on how that is currently conducted. So looking at Council's direction here.
Okay, so what is Council's direction with regards to the cost of living wage adjustment process? Councillor Beaupre.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. That I'll make a motion that Council support the continuation of the current cost of living adjustment, the COLA process for the County of Grand Prairie.
Thank you. We have a motion on the floor by Councillor Beaupre that Council supports a continuation of the current cost of living adjustment COLA process for the County of Grand Prairie. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, I'll call the question. That motion is carried. So we'll move on. Go ahead, Councillor Beaupre.
Just a question before we move out of the new business. In the Committee of Whole, there was a recommendation from Committee of Whole to Council to approve 2 appointments to the Mascot Clinic, and I didn't see those on the for motion for decision for council today. They're coming to the next meeting? Okay, okay, just wanted to make sure that they weren't forgotten. Thank you.
Okay. So items for information, there are none for 9. Number 10 is notice of motion. Are there any notices of motion from council? I'm seeing none. I'll move on to council member reports. So is there anything anyone would like to add or questions with regards to the reports? Councillor Roosevelt.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I did forget to add, I did attend the Friends of the Lost Library. They're the ones that own the building that our county library sits in. I did forward on a request. They had concerns about the water system, and right now they're tied into another nonprofit in the community, and they're very concerned about that getting shut down or whatever. So I did forward on a request to everybody. They would love to be able to sign on to the new water, but unfortunately as a nonprofit, they don't have the fundings to do it. So they've sent a request asking for help to sign on to the new water system. So I just wanted to let everybody know that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So just with regards to the reports, this is for next week. I don't know if I sent this out or not, but Minister Nixon and Minister Dan Williams is going to be here on Tuesday. MLA Ms. Weeb has asked to meet with me on Monday afternoon, so I delayed it till later in the day after, hopefully after council's done. It says it's supposed to be a light agenda, but if not, Deputy Reeve Harris will take over. But I said I would attend with them. They want to tour the area and stuff. So are there questions? Because they're ministers of social services and those. So what questions? I'm going to talk to Kathleen as well around what I should discuss with them on that tour on Tuesday, because we have MPC and I think FCSS in the afternoon. So Councillor Beaupre.
I understand that the youth assessment shelter is $1 million short of their funding for it to be operational. And so I wonder what the provincial government, if they see any opportunity to invest in that over and above what they've already put in.
So my memory isn't the greatest. So if we can maybe have a list created and stuff so that I don't forget any of these items and stuff. And like I say, I'll talk to Kathleen as well and try and get coordinated so that we make sure we highlight what our request would be of those two ministers.
Thank you.
Councillor Roosevelt.
Basically, FCSS has been underfunded for the last 15, 20 years. And so more funding obviously is important. At one point they gave us, right now the province is giving $105 million to the FCSS departments within the province. To meet the needs, current needs, they're actually at $137 million is what's needed. So just for context, like it's a huge deficit that our municipalities are all paying to actually run our FCSS programs. And that's a huge one. And I know they were very happy that they gave us an extra $5 million this spring, but that $5 million is basically just over $1 a person in the province for context, which isn't significant value for what is actually needed, especially coming out of COVID. So that is a big one. And I'll talk to you more offline about some of the other things that from my previous role as FCSSAA president, I can give you some information too.
Okay, thank you. Councillor Beaupre.
Sorry, Deputy Reeve Harris just brought it to my attention. It's not YAC, it's the Youth Emergency Shelter. YAC closed quite a few years ago. That was the Youth Assessment Center, right? So the Sunrise Houses has not met its goal for fundraising yet for it, and the building's up, looking quite nice in the neighborhood, and so they're still looking for some additional funding. But further to what Councillor Roosevelt was speaking to, we're looking at the local government funding formula that we'll be speaking about at budget meeting here coming up. A lot of the funding that we require from the provincial government turns around and goes out to different agencies. And so if we're supporting FCSS larger than what we're getting in grants from the province, I think there's an opportunity for us to continue that conversation about how we spend our money. And where that money goes, it doesn't just become part of a savings account that we do nothing with.
The 80-20 becomes
Yeah,
more like opposite 80-20. We're funding 80 and they're funding
That's right.
20.
yeah. And if our local, or if our son sorry, I can't remember right off the top of my head, the funding that we were getting before the LGFF comes into MSI, sorry, son of MSI when it comes to fruition, the local government fiscal framework, there is potential to have quite a bit less funding coming to each municipality. And so that funding may not translate into grant programs that we already presently supply.
Thank you. So with that, I'll move on to administrative reports. There are none at this point in time. So next on the agenda is closed session. So we have 2 items in closed session. So at this point, I'm looking for a motion to move into closed session. And when we do that, we can take a quick break, stretch break as we get ready for closed session. Councillor Roosevelt.
Councillor Peterson thought I wasn't going to do my job, but I'll move we go into closed session.
Thank you. We have a motion on the floor by Councillor Roosevelt to move into closed session. Call the question. That motion is carried. Thank you. With funding to come from the capital project budget line, subject to purchase agreement being approved by council prior to execution.
Yeah, it was roughly like that.
Is there any further discussion? I'll call the question. That motion is carried. So there are no other items that we need to discuss. The next items will be public hearings, which begin at 1 o'clock. So we are in recess till 1 o'clock. Order. So next on our agenda are public hearings. So 7.1 bylaw 268023-018. Looking for a motion to move into public hearing. Deputy Harris.
Thank you, Reeve Marshall. I'll move we go into public hearing.
Thank you. We have a motion on the floor by Deputy Reeve Harris to move into public hearing. I'll call the question. There's one. Oh, right. Leanne is gone and oh, where's Bob? I thought. Okay, so that motion is carried. Okay, so go ahead, Samuel. I guess I better turn your mic on. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I will be presenting for Sam today.
Oh, sorry.
So this is for bylaw 2680-23018 for file number PL-LEB 2023-0135. It is located at part of Northwest 20718 west of the 6th, located approximately 3 kilometers west of the town of Wembley. This application is to amend the county land use bylaw by redesignating the following to accommodate the subdivision of 4 industrial lots. 2.7 hectares from the agricultural district to the highway industrial RM4 district. 4.8 hectares from the agricultural district to the rural medium industrial RM2 district. And 2.23 hectares from the agricultural district to the country county industrial CM district. The zoning will facilitate proposed subdivision. The topography is described as mixed. Land uses in the area consist of agricultural, country residential CR5, and highway industrial RM4. Administration anticipates potential land use conflict to arise from this application. The municipal development plan designates this site as rural urban fringe. So section 12 of the MDP is most relevant. The application is consistent with the policies set forth in section 12 of the MDP. The county's growth and economic development strategy outlines this area as industrial/commercial growth area in section 5.22, balanced growth concept. Section 6.0 of the strategy highlights the balanced growth options as the most suitable for the county. This application was recessed at the June 12th council meeting to address concerns raised during the circulation period. This application is being brought today as per that motion. For comments, Alberta Transportation commented that intersection at Highway 43 and Range Road 85 will be closed in the future. Access to the subdivision will be through alternate means. A direct highway access will not be permitted as a result of the proposed subdivision. Any intersection improvements required as a result of intensified use related to this proposed subdivision will be the responsibility of the municipality and the developer. Alberta Transportation do not typically support isolated pockets of industrial/commercial development and prefer they be situated in areas already developed. TELUS requires a right-of-way to be registered in the county's name. Adjacent landowners administration did receive 2 letters of concern regarding the proposed rezoning and subdivision. The concerns include lower property values due to the industrial development, unsightly views, and noxious weeds. No concerns subject to standard comments from ATCO Transmission, Alberta Health Services, Alberta Energy Regulator, ATCO Electric, County Safety Codes Department, and County Parks and Rec Department, ATCO Gas, Town of Wembley, and the County Public Works Department. Administration recommends option 1, that all 3 readings be given to bylaw 2680-23018 to amend the county land use bylaw. Or option 2 is as council directs. Thank you, and I can answer your questions.
Okay, thank you. Valerie, do you have anything to add to the application?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Yeah, we do feel that this is a good use for the area. We worked with administration, Alberta Transportation, and Wembley on this concept. We're envisioning development similar to other existing yard sites along that stretch of the highway. This is in line with county's future planning documents. And currently, just wanted to point out to any, we do know that there has been some landowner concerns, so we did want to address those a bit. Currently, there's no plans for a change in the use or additional development on the southernmost lot. This will remain a yard site for the time being. Any future developments will be subject to site plans, reviews, and approval by the county. And we feel that we can help to mitigate any land use conflicts with the subdivision and also with future development conditions. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Okay, thank you. Is there anybody in the audience wishing to speak to this application? So if you want to just come to the other side of the table there, and I'll turn on the mic, Colin. Go ahead. If you can state your name and just where you are with relation to this application, please.
Colin Ruxton, and I'm the adjacent landowner.
He lives just across the tracks.
Do you have the picture of the aerial photo?
Yeah. Actually, if you go down one, there it is, yeah.
It's a single.
So that's his yard site.
So this is me right here. So my backyard is like 250 feet from this proposed subdivision. And my wife and I went to extra expense to build in the middle of this quarter. We built a long road in there. We put services in there. We spent a lot of extra money to get, so we would be private. And we planted 15,000 trees there to kind of make a buffer around our place. And we're just not happy about having an industrial development right in our backyard. And the other thing that I have concern about is on the north side of this property, there's a little intermittent stream that runs every spring and every rainfall, which runs onto my property, as well as the whole property drains onto mine. And it runs into Pipestone Creek, which runs through my place. And there's a meadow where it runs in that's full of wild onions, the only place I know of in the county. and a bunch of other strange plants that grow there that don't grow anywhere else in the county. And I'm just worried about industrial pollution washing off their land onto mine. I mean, we have no idea who's gonna end up there. Eventually, someone's gonna buy it. Who knows what it's gonna be? We don't know how much activity there will be there. But those are my concerns.
Okay. That's all you have at this point in time, okay?
Well, I'm concerned about my property value
Yeah.
as well.
Okay,
So we pay a considerable sum of taxes every year to live there, and if this makes it more difficult for me to sell, then my property value obviously went down. So I'm concerned about that.
okay. Thank you for coming in and representing your views.
Okay.
So with regards to that, is there anything else you'd like to add, Valerie?
Again, I'd just like to say that, once we get into the site plan stage, we can look at, like the RM2 and the RM4 district both have minimum requirements for buffers and things like that. So that's something that we can look at that time.
Okay, are there any questions? Is there anybody else in the audience wishing to speak? I'm seeing none. Go to the board. Is there any questions from the board with regards to this? This is in my area, so I do have some similar concerns. I know around our policies, we do look at trying to keep it close to the highway, but we have residential right across the back, and I am concerned that we have that close of a distance between what we're proposing here and a residential yard site. So I do have concerns around that. So with that, I'm not seeing any other lights, any other questions from the board at this point. So I'm looking for a motion to come out of public hearing. Deputy Harris,
Thank you, Reeve Marshall. I'd move we come out of public hearing.
we have a motion on the floor by Deputy Harris to come out of public hearing. I'll call the question. That motion is carried. So with regards to file number 268023-018, what is council's wishes? Councillor Balderson.
I will move first reading.
We have a motion of first reading on by Councillor Balderson. Let's just get to the right. So that all motion one is that first reading be given to bylaw 2680-23-018 to redesignate 2.728 hectares, 6.741 acres within Part Northwest 2071-8 west of the 6th from Agricultural District to Highway Industrial RM4 District, 4.857 hectares, 12.001 acres within Part Northwest 2071-8 west of the 6th from Agricultural District to Rural Medium Industrial RM2 District, and 2.23 hectares, 5.510 acres within Part Northwest 2071-8 west of the 6th from Agricultural District to Country Resident Industrial District. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, I'll call the question. So that motion is lost. So thank you for coming in. So Colin, so just so you understand, because it was a 4-4 vote, that motion was lost, so that they will not be allowed to move ahead with the rezoning application. So. Moving on to 7.2 bylaw 2680-23-025. We have motion to move into public hearing. Councillor Peterson.
I move we move into public hearing.
Thank you. I have a motion by Councillor Peterson to move into public hearing. Call the question. That motion is carried. So I'll turn some mics off here. So go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So again, this is bylaw number 2680-23025 for file number PLLUB 2023-0220. It is located at Plan 05-25624, Block 2, Lot 3, part of Southwest 33-72-6, west of the 6th. And it is located approximately 3 kilometers north of the city of Grand Prairie, 1.5 kilometers north of Township Road 724, adjacent to Range Road 64, just on the west boundary of the hamlet of Claremont. This application is to redesignate 16.7 hectares or 41.3 acres of Plan 05-25624, Block 2, Lot 3, part of Southwest 33-72-6, west of the 6th, from Country Residential CR5 to the Agricultural District to accommodate the existing land use. The landowner wishes to use the land for agricultural purposes and not residential. The municipal development plan designates this area as rural, therefore policies in section 6 of the MDP are most applicable. Policy 6.2 states that agricultural parcels under 160 acres may be considered in cases where land is physically severed by natural or topographic features. Policy 6.3 states that in areas identified as rural, the county may allow small agricultural uses in addition to extensive agricultural, which is the primary land use within rural areas. This application to subdivide is consistent with these policies and the MDP. Land use in the area consists of agricultural and country residential. Administration anticipates minimal land use conflict to arise with this rezoning. In 2024, this portion of land was rezoned from agricultural to country residential CR5 and subsequently subdivided. During this subdivision stage, environmental reserve was taken along the drainage channel, which forms the northern boundary of the parcel. The land is currently being used for agriculture and that landowner does not intend to build residential land uses. Land has been used for accessory buildings and livestock structures, for example, a horse corral. Within the current zoning of country residential, these existing uses are intended to be secondary to a residence. The agricultural zoning will allow agricultural operations without the requirement of a primary residence. For comments, Public Works stated no concerns with the rezoning. Alberta Forestry and Parks had no concerns, as they stated it's already being used for agriculture and a buffer exists. As well, no concerns subject to standard comments from Alberta Energy Regulator, Alberta Health Services, ATCO Electric, ATCO Gas, County Safety Codes Department, and TELUS. Administration recommends option 1, that all 3 readings be given to bylaw 2680-23025, or option 2, as council directs. Thank you.
I will, sorry, go ahead, Cody. I was just reading over some of the stuff.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Cody with Bearstone Associates. I think a fairly straightforward application today. Just happy to answer any questions if council has any.
And I will do the cursory. Is anyone in the audience wishing to speak to this? Go to the board. Any questions for Cody or administration on this? Councillor Balderson?
No, I think it's pretty straightforward, so I will move we come out of public hearing.
Thank you. I have a motion on the floor by Councillor Balderson to come out of public hearing. I'll call the question. That motion is carried. What is the board's wishes? We go to Councillor Balderson first.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'll move first reading.
We have a motion of first reading by Councillor Balderson that first reading be given to bylaw 2680-23-025 to redesignate 16.7 hectares, 41.3 acres, part southwest, 3372-6 west of the 6 from country residential CR5 district to agricultural district. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, I'll call the question. That motion is carried. Councillor Krennic.
Thank you. I'll move second reading.
Thank you. We have a motion on the floor by Councillor Krennic that second reading be given to bylaw 2680-23-025 to redesignate 16.7 hectares, 41.3 acres of part southwest 3372-6 west of the 6 from country residential CR5 district to agricultural district. Is there any further discussion? I'm seeing none, I'll call the question. That motion is carried. Councillor Frayne.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move consideration be given to proceed to third reading.
Thank you. We have a motion on the floor by Councillor Frayne that consideration be given to proceed to third reading of bylaw 2680-23-025 to redesignate 16.7 hectares, 41.3 acres of part southwest 3372-6 west of the 6 from country residential CR5 district to agricultural ag district. Is there any further discussion? I'm seeing none. I'll call the question. That motion is carried unanimously, which allows us to proceed to third reading. Deputy Reeve Harris.
Thank you, Reeve Marshall. I'd move third and final reading.
Thank you. We have a motion on the floor by Deputy Reeve Harris that third and final reading be given to bylaw 2680-23-025 to redesignate 16.7 hectares, 41.3 acres of part southwest 3372-6 west of the 6 from country residential CR5 district to agricultural district. Is there any further discussion? I'm seeing none. I'll call the question. That motion is carried. Thanks for coming in, Cody. Thanks, Tyson.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
So with that, that is all on our agenda. So is there anything else from council? Seeing none, we are adjourned. We beat 1:30.